What's up YouTube, it's your boy Nash here, welcome back to the channel. Now before we get into today's video, guys, we are 21 subs away from 200. Guys, we are drawing closer and closer and closer to the goal of 200. I know we can do it. 200 subs before the summer ends. I know we can make it happen because the moment we make that happen, the moment we do get to 200 subs, I will open up, this Korean Strike of Neos booster box in its entirety on the channel, on the hopes of potentially pull this guy, Elemental Hero Air Neos, the so-called forbidden Yu-Gi-Oh card. Is it really forbidden? I'll let you guys be the judge of that. If this channel gets to 500 subs, I will open up this Korean LOB booster box in its entirety on the channel that I got from my partners over at Collector Store. So be sure to check them out. Link and address will be in the description below. By checking them out, not only does it support the channel, it also supports them. And I would greatly appreciate if you guys checked them out. On the hopes to potentially pull a Blue Eyes White Dragon, a Dark Magician, a Red Eyes Black Dragon, the possibilities are out there. However, if this channel gets to 1,000 subs, I will open up this first edition Toon Chaos box in its entirety on the channel that I also got from my partners at Collector Store, on the hopes to potentially pull my second ever Collector's Rare. It wouldn't be the first time I pulled a Collector's Rare because I also pulled this out of my Genesis Impact box that I opened up a few months back. A Collector's Rare Beat Cop from the Underworld. I am planning on getting this graded at some point. I don't know when though, but I will be getting it graded at some point. So if you guys want to see those boxes get opened, maybe you guys want more episodes of WWE's Biggest Issue. Maybe you guys want more episodes of Yu-Gi-Oh's Biggest Issue. Deck profiles, card discussions, WWE topic videos. Or maybe, just maybe, you guys want some premium live event predictions and results. Well, if you guys want all of that and more, my channel is the place to be. So if you guys have not done so already, be sure to subscribe to the channel, turn on the notification bell, smash that thumbs up button on this video, and be sure to follow me on all my social media. My ads will be in the description below, as will the info to my fan mail. It will also be in the description as well. And I want you guys to post in the comments below answering the question of the day, which is this: what would you consider to be the greatest set of 2023 thus far? Let me know down in the comments below. I'm very curious of what you guys have to say, because looking at this batch of cards, I think Age of Overlord might just be the set of the not just be the set of the year, but probably the set of the decade. And that's saying a lot. That's saying a lot because we've had so many good sets over that decade, including sets like Lord of the Tachyon Galaxy, sets like Primal Origin, Shining Victories, Rise of the Duelists, just to name a few, what else? Dual Overload, Dual Power, Legendary Collection Kaiba. There were so many incredible sets over the years. This might just be one of them, because in today's video, I'm going to be talking about a brand new Horus Archetype. Now, I know what you guys are thinking. I know what you're thinking. You guys are probably asking yourselves, wait a minute, Horus, does that mean that Horus the Black Flame Dragon is getting new support? No, unfortunately it is not. Although, granted, I will admit it would be pretty cool if the dragons did get new support, but they are not. This is actually this is a different Horus in all on its own, and I believe this is a much more different version of Horus, because if you guys don't know, the name Horus is it's an ancient It's an ancient Egyptian guardian, I guess, if you will, who will protect, whose one sole goal is to protect the pharaoh's tombs. I believe is what's its job. I believe so. So yeah, that's basically it. But I never would have imagined that it would be turned into an archetype. So it's pretty cool. And an Egyptian like base archetype, that's pretty cool. There are 6 cards in this video to talk about. So without any further ado, let's get straight into it. Kicking things off, we've got Amnesty, Glory of Horus, which is an 8-star dark spellcaster with 3,000 attack and 1,800 defense, and the first effect is a special summon effect, which is a once per turn, and the other 2 effects are also a once per turn. Excuse me. The first effect reads, if you control Pharaonic Sarcophagus, you can special summon this card from your hand. So I believe Pharaonic Sarcophagus is, I believe, the continuous spell, yes, which I will talk about that here in a little bit. So basically it's a Cyber Dragon, and I believe all the others have the same effect. Yeah, I thought so. Okay, so all of the all the monsters have the exact same first effect, but the other two effects are so different. So obviously we have Amnesty, Glory of Horus. We have Duamative, Blessing of Horus. We have Happy Vanguard of Horus. And last but not least, we have Senuif, Aegis of Horus. I probably butchered that one, but they all have the same first effect that reads, if you control Pharaonic Sarcophagus, special summon this card from your graveyard. It's from your graveyard, not from your hand. So it's sort of like a Monster Reborn. It basically just revives itself from the graveyard, which is pretty cool. Now the second and third effects of Amnesty reads, you can send 2 cards from your hand to the grave, including this card, add 1 Pharaonic Sarcophagus from your deck to your hand, then draw a card. So this is kind of an odd one because you're not gaining card advantage over your opponent by using that effect, but it is pretty cool because it's Spell and Trap Rhoda, because it's Spell and Trap Rhoda, and it lets you draw a card. So it's sort of like a 2-for-2, like kind of like a Pot of Greed like effect. So it's not too bad. It's not too bad. The third effect reads, if another card you control leaves the field by an opponent's card effect, while you control this monster, you can send 1 card on the field to the graveyard. So it basically just pops. It basically just pops cards on the board, and it gives you access to potentially push for game, but it just depends on what you may have at your disposal. Funny enough, I believe all of these are 8-star monsters. So cards such as Zombie Stein and I think cards like Zombie Stein, Dragonite Felgran, Tachyon Dragon, any like rank 8s that you may have in your collection can actually work with this deck, which is absolutely hilarious. Which is actually kind of hilarious. Now Duamative is a 8-star water beast with 0 attack and defense. The second effect reads that it gains 1,200 attack and defense for each Horus monster you control. So I believe that you could use Horus the Black Flame Dragon, but I don't know if that would count. I don't think it does. So I could be wrong. It might count. Who knows? The third effect reads, if another card you control leaves the field by an opponent's card effect, while you control this monster, you can draw cards equal to the number of monsters with different names in your main monster zone. So this could go up to like 6 cards drawn. So it's sort of like a really, I wouldn't say a really bad anime card of Sanctity, but it's basically that nonetheless. So that's not bad. That's not bad. Now Happy's second effect, actually it only has 2 effects but its second effect reads: if another card you control leaves the field by an opponent's card effect while you control this monster, target 2 cards that are banished or in the graveyard. Either add both to their owner's hands or shuffle both into the deck. And that's not bad. That's not bad. So the only problem that I have is that the only problem that I have is the fact that cards such as like I think like Droll and Lockbird, Ghost Bell, Ash Blossom, you know, there are so many hand traps that can actually work against this deck. That's terrifying. That is terrifying to see. What I find so not puzzling but intriguing is that this effect is sort of like a mini Pot of Avarice, or actually I guess in a way it's like a mini Pot of Acquisitiveness, but you're not drawing any cards, which is a bit of a downside. But at least you are able to, at least now you have those resources back into your deck, which is pretty cool. If you hard draw next turn, you know, in the next turn, then you're pretty much just off to the races from there, which is actually pretty cool. Now this last one, Quebesenuf, I believe is how it's pronounced, is an 8-star Earthwing Beast, 2,500 attack, 2,000 defense. This one also has 2 effects, much like the last one. This one's second effect reads: if another card you control leaves the field by an opponent's card effect while you control this monster, you can activate this effect. This turn, your opponent's monsters cannot target Horus monsters on the field for attacks, and your opponent cannot target them with card effects. I mean, it's a little bit of, I mean, it's a little protection, but it really doesn't do a whole lot, especially when the cards in question may not target, but just destroy all on its own. Kind of a bit of a downside, if you will, if you ask me. But as I said, there are only 6 cards to talk about. We are down to the final 2. This one is called Pharaonic Sarcophagus, and it's a continuous spell that has 3 separate effects. The second effect, get this guys, get this. The first line of text will say you can only use the second effect of this card's name up to 4 times per turn. Never seen anything like it. It's nasty. The first effect reads: Horus monsters you control cannot be destroyed by card effects unless they target them. So it's sort of like a protection. It's sort of like a protection card. So that's actually not too bad. This is an easy 3 of. So the way I see it, actually, you know what? I'll get to that. I'll get to that after I talk about the last card, which is the continuous trap. We'll get to that here in a second. The second effect reads: you can send 1 card from your hand to the grave. Send 1 Horus monster from your deck to the grave. It's essentially a Foolish Burial, which gives you access to just summon them, spam your board, go into not 1 but 2 rank 8s. And you're off to the races from there, which is nasty. Absolutely nasty. The third effect says, once per turn, at the start of the damage step, if your Horus monster battles an opponent's monster, you can send that opponent's monster to the graveyard. So, this is essentially a protection, quad Foolish Burial, Allied Ally of Justice Cataster, all rolled into one card. Dare I say much? Dare I say anything else? But the final card to talk about is known as Canopic Protector, which is obviously a continuous trap. The second effect is a once per turn. The first effect, which is a once per chain, and it says when your opponent activates a card or effect, you can special summon one Horus monster from your hand or grave, and if you do, this turn you cannot special summon monsters with the same original name with the effect of this card. The second effect reads, if this card is sent from the hand or field to the grave, you can set it, but banish it when it leaves the field. Obviously, cards such as Ciphering Lord Omega is actually is really good because you can just put it back into your graveyard, activate a card that can recycle it back into your deck, and if you draw it out, you can set it and just continue that cycle over and over again. The way I see it, if you were to build this deck, I would probably do MSC at 3, Dwamatif at 3, Happy at 2, and the Aegis of Horus probably as a 1 or a 2 of, and then Pharaonic Sarcophagus at 3, and I would say Canopic Protector at 2. So if you were to, let's see, 2, 3, Aegis will say it's 2, Vanguard is another 2, and then, so you basically have 15 cards in your main deck, which that makes up basically a third of your whole deck, and then the rest of the cards you can just add in like whatever you want. You could even also do as well 3 copies of Horus level 4, 2 of 6, and then I'll say 2 of 8. Like one of Horus level 8, or you know what, or even 2 copies of Horus level 8, and you basically have practically half your deck right there, which that's actually not bad. I might have to try it out though. I don't know. But guys, that's gonna do it for today's video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. If you did, make sure you guys smash that thumbs up button. If you guys are new to the channel and you guys want more card discussions in the future, make sure you guys subscribe to the channel, turn on the notification bell, and follow me on all my social media. My ads will be in the description below, as will the info to my fan mail. It will also be in the description as well. And on that, this is your boy Nash, signing out.